If your business feels chaotic, it's because you're missing leverage. Most people try to grow by working harder, adding more funnels, more tools, and more offers. And I've done all that, and it nearly burnt me out and nearly bankrupted my business. Then I figured out the 4 levers that actually move the needle, and I rebuilt everything around them. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 4 levers and show you how to self-audit your business in real time. And stick around until the end because I'll show you the leverage point that I missed that nearly destroyed my business. This video is going to give you 4 simple points to audit and scale your business. No ads, no fluff. You'll learn how to stop trading your time for money and start building systems that scale with or without you. So what's lever number 1? Lever number 1 is an asset, something that you build once and can sell forever. So what does this mean? An asset is something that keeps working even when you're not. And this is where most business owners get it completely wrong. Most business owners sell things based on time. Things like freelance hours, coaching calls, services. But real operators, they build with the idea of an asset in mind. Things like products, content, code, IP. Things that can be sold more than once without additional effort. Now, this is one of the biggest leverage points that you can have in your business. When you talk to any successful business owner, what they will tell you is that you need to build assets. And the best part about an asset is an asset you can sell down the road. You can't sell your own freelance hours, but you can sell a product or a company that sells products. So what are some examples of this? Some real life examples is, let's take the freelancer. A freelancer could sell a one-on-one coaching call to teach someone how to build a website. And you could charge maybe a couple grand for this, but it's based on your time. Or the same exact freelancer could write an ebook or film a course and sell that on a repeatable basis, and it's no longer attached to the time. That's an asset. A web developer could charge $500 to build a custom widget, or they could turn it into a template and sell it for $20 a month to have access. It goes from selling your time to building an asset. A gym owner or trainer that sells the exact same advice and finds themselves repeating the same advice over and over again to each client could film a course or a web series and sell that and monetize it based on his own intellectual property. So do you see the difference? One is based on time and something that can't scale, and one is based on duplicatable processes that you can sell forever. That is what it takes to turn a regular product into an asset. And it's one of the biggest levers that you can push in order to start creating recurring income today. So the tactical tip, the question that I ask myself over and over again is, if tomorrow I got hit by a bus, would my business still make sales? And if the answer is no, then you have to start analyzing what in your business is not an asset. And if the answer is yes, then you're on the right step to start looking at lever number 2. So what is lever number 2? Lever number 2 is access, making it stupid easy to purchase your product. Too many business owners that I see make actually spending money way harder than it needs to be. There's so much friction in their checkout process that the drop-off is insane. But what does access actually mean? Access is how easy is it for someone to find and pay for your offer. If the buyer has to click more than 5 times to find your checkout page, then you're doing it wrong. Your access needs to be a lever that you can simplify, because at the end of the day, if you start getting traffic, but it takes forever or the customer cannot find where to purchase, they're never going to purchase. So access is the ability to turn something that has a lot of friction, a lot of hard times to get to the end result, to something that is simple, where anybody and everybody can find out exactly how to get access to your product. So what are a few examples of this? Sometimes on websites, you'll see book a demo call with me. They click on the demo call, it goes to a form, the form goes to the next step, which gives them some information, and then it goes to the calendar page. Well, that is too many steps to actually get the end result, which is to get them to book a demo call. So instead, a way to eliminate that friction is to just embed your direct calendar link on your web page and simply say book a demo call and have your calendar right there. So instead of the multiple steps to get access to the calendar, simplify it and just embed the exact calendar inside your page. Another great way is to get partnerships and embed your product in other people's products. So somebody that already has access to a wide group of people that may fit your customer persona, get access to embed your product inside of theirs. And then the cross promotion and word of mouth starts. And it's way less friction than if you were to do the traditional way of running ads to get new customers. You get access from other people's networks. So what is the tactical tip? Look at your current customer journey and ask yourself, can someone give me money in 2 clicks or less? If the answer is no, then you need to start evaluating your friction of your buying process. If the answer is yes, then you're on your way to start to understand lever number 3. So what is lever number 3? Lever number 3 is arbitrage. Price the outcome, not the input. Most people price their work based on time. It'll take me 10 hours to do it, so I'll charge $100 an hour. But in reality, that's just hustle math. That's not real business because it's not scalable. And your price always changes based on how many hours it takes. And the worst part is when you get really good at that skill and it takes you less and less hours, the amount of money you're actually making decreases. But arbitrage is the art of pricing based on the problem that you're solving and the transformation that you deliver, not the time that it takes or the tools required to complete this process. That is where you get more leverage. So what are some real examples of this? Well, a tax strategist could charge $5,000 for his service, but the problem that he solved was that he saved someone $50,000 in taxes. So the value is much higher than the amount that it's paid, but it may have only taken him an hour or two to submit that paperwork. So you're not charging based on hours, you're charging based on the problem that you're solving. Another example is a CRO, conversion rate optimizer, who charges $3,000 to rework a landing page. It may only take them an hour and a half to do it, but it may result in the company getting $30,000 more in their revenue. So the price is justified. Another example is hiring a consultant who builds a repeatable hiring process and charges $8,000 to do it. Not because of the hourly work, but because it ends a $100,000 a year turnover problem. So if that's starting to click, now you are starting to understand the arbitrage lever where you can charge based on the problem that you solve. And the benefit of this is once you get really good at your skill, it may only take you 30 minutes or an hour to complete a task, but you're still charging the same amount. So now your hourly rate increases instead of your hourly rate decreasing. And that's how you get more leverage. So what's the tactical tip? Build a value stack for your offer. People like Alex Hormozi talk about this all the time, but you need to show the exact contrast in the value that your offer is providing. So ask yourself, what's the cost of inaction? If they don't sign up, what is that cost? And what's the upside of solving it now? So maybe the cost of inaction is that they lose $20,000 a year in taxes or missed revenue. And maybe the upside of solving this now is that they can actually increase or put $20,000 more in their bottom line. So now you can charge based on the problem that you're solving of those two questions, the inaction and solving it now. And if you're understanding this, then you can move on to lever number 4, which is a very important lever for you to understand in order to take all of this into the next level. So what is lever number 4? Well, lever number 4 is the amplifier. And this is something that most people put out of order. They think that they should amplify an offer before the first 3 levers are ever fully understood. But you couldn't be more wrong because an amplifier only works if there's something to amplify. So things like running ads or creating new offers or creating new funnels, that could be an amplifier. But if your core levers are not working, then it's not going to amplify correctly. If you're still charging based on your time, then amplifying it is just going to give you more work. If your pricing structure is not correct, then amplifying it may just mean that you're making less money for more work as well. So amplifiers only should be turned on once you have the initial information and levers built. And in my experience, the best amplifier in the world is your customers. Making your customers happy and giving them results so that they share the story. Now, there's a lot of other amplifiers that you can do. Running paid ads is an amplifier. Spending money on Google SEO or PR or maybe jumping on podcasts is an amplifier. But in my experience, the best way and the most affordable way for true growth is just getting your customers results. because the stories that they share are absolutely better than any of your best salesmen, because it's a customer telling another customer, not somebody trying to sell you a product. And we have really detailed breakdowns of step by step of how to manufacture word of mouth marketing. And at the end of this video, it'll be up here in the corner. So make sure to watch that video next on how to amplify your word of mouth marketing. But this is one of the most important levers. And as promised in the intro, I wanted to explain the lever that I missed out that absolutely destroyed my business. And this was the one, the amplifier. I thought that scaling fast was a necessity. So before I had anything else ironed out, I started running paid ads. I started getting stories. And the problem with that is that I amplified an infrastructure that was broken. So the amount of stuff that fell through the cracks almost destroyed my business. And I had to completely restart and build it the correct way before I ever saw that exponential growth that we're all looking for. So let's recap. First is your asset. Make sure what you're selling is an asset and ask yourself the question, do I have anything that works without me? Or is it only structured around myself? Ask yourself that question. Number 2, access. Can someone purchase my product in 2 clicks or less? Number 3, arbitrage. Is my price anchored based on an hourly rate, or is it anchored to the value that I provide? And number 4, amplifier. Do customers refer and promote me automatically? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself in order to enhance the leverage that your business has. So, final tip of advice, stop grinding. Start pulling levers. These 4 things is what actually drives the needle and moves the business in growth stages. And if you liked this content, hit subscribe, because this channel is filled with practical insights that you can start using today. No course, no $25,000 mastermind, just actionable insights. And then make sure to click on the video that's going to be shown right here of how to manufacture word of mouth marketing in order to grow your business.